Let's watch the worst of Tucker Carlson.
What makes a legendary journalist? Gravitas? Honesty? Eyes so piercing they can give you a nose ring? No. It's adaptability. And no one's better at that than Tucker Carlson. Man of 1,000 faces, but also somehow only one face. Tucker Swanson McNear Carlson. His father was a journalist and U.S. ambassador to the Seychelles, a popular vacation spot for people's money. His stepmom was an heiress to Swanson Frozen Foods, a heritage he still pays tribute to with his trademark frozen facial expressions. He has a brother, Buckley Swanson Peck Carlson.
The whitest name on the planet, dude. Whitest name on the planet.
Tucker Swan Lake McNordstrom Carlson took that palatable conservatism to CNN and PBS, eventually becoming the perpetually bow-tied co-host of CNN's Crossfire. It was going great until one day when a Comedy Central extremist infiltrated the set and wreaked havoc.
Your partisan, what do you call it, hacks. Now, this is theater. I mean, it's obvious. How old are you?
35.
And you wear a bow tie.
Yeah, I do. I do.
So,
after surviving that ugly attack, Tucker made the difficult decision to move on.
Like, literally fucking canceled him, dude. Canceled this goddamn show. He got owned so hard, his show got canceled. Could you imagine how different our world would be without a Tucker Carlson broadcast? My lord.
Having flunked out of TV twice, Tucker Seamus McDuck Carlson began rebuilding his journalism career by working with one of radio's most respected broadcasters, Bubba the Love Sponge, where he was able to channel his inner shock jock.
I love women, but they're extremely primitive. I'm not defending underage marriage. I just don't think it's the same thing exactly as pulling a child from a bus stop and sexually assaulting that child. Iraq is a crappy place filled with a bunch of, semi-literate primitive monkeys candidates. I called them our retarded cousins. She just does seem a little I mean, you said it. I'm just agreeing with you.
Canada slander I will not stand for, dude. What the fuck? Can't believe he said that. Absolutely diabolical.
Tucker Vanderpump McRib Carlson was home. And this time, he became something completely new. A man of the people.
Democrats have become the party of the elite professional class, eager to lecture you about.
Like, if Zoomers had a fucking backbone and Minecraft Stan Twitter had a backbone, they would, instead of fucking yelling about, like, Tommy in it, saying he's not a lesbian as a man, or questioning it, they would be fucking canceling Tucker McNear Carlson. Use your energy on people like this, dude. Please.
Tucker, you went to the elite schools of this country.
I did.
What we should focus
and that's why
on
I know it's a
is
scam.
It was the performance of a lifetime. An aristocrat who spent his entire adult life working in media, acting as if he had just crawled out of the coal mines and sat in front of a TV camera.
Tucker Carlson is 100 times more privileged and more babied than I am, and 100,000 times more a part of the liberal media ecosystem than I am. But if you ask the fucking baboons in the Jimmy Dore audience, the cranks, or any number of other like WASP nationalists, he is the perfect representation of working class American politics. Now, there are unironic like working class people who think that Tucker Carlson is a representation of their worldview. Those people are fucking delusional. They're reactionary. They're stupid. But most of the time, when you think Tucker Carlson is a perfect representation of like the white American working class, you are basically self-reporting. Okay. If you're a leftist, if you're a liberal, if you're a Republican, it doesn't matter. If you think that Tucker Carlson is a representation of like the white working class, then you're a fucking idiot. You're either being duped or you are nefariously doing this. This guy literally is like, he is the human representation of lacrosse, okay? And I don't mean like in the cool Native American way. I mean like, lax, bro, okay? My man was born with fucking Sperry topsiders. So many dupes, though. So many dummies.
Our leaders worship multiculturalism because all cultures are equal, except they're not all equal. Our civilization is superior, and we need to defend it. Latin American countries are forcing demographic change on this country at a rate that American voters consistently say they don't want. We have a moral obligation to admit the world's poor, they tell us, even if it makes our own country poorer and dirtier and more divided.
Out of context videos, great. I mean, I've met Tucker Carlson, dude. Like, I've known Tucker Carlson. I've covered his history for a very long time. What exactly is out of context? Like, what is out of context about Tucker Carlson saying that, like, there's a deliberate effort in Latin American countries to populate our country with their demographics, as though, like, Latin American countries are, like, purposely sending people over to the United States of America, let alone, like, what that demographic shift would do to our country. Why would that actually hurt the United States of America? It's completely idiotic. Like, I have done videos on every single one of these statements that Tucker Carlson has made in the past. When I was at the Young Turks, since I left the Young Turks, with context, I have described exactly why these are white supremacist attitudes and white supremacist sentiments expressed on his broadcast. He's basically doing white nationalist agitprop all the fucking time, every single goddamn day, and it doesn't really matter because people agree with it. Like, people are fucking racist and they agree with Tucker Carlson. Just the reality. It's the unfortunate reality, especially when you consider the fact that most of the things he talks about with respect to diversity is completely wrong. Like, even from a capitalist point of view, it's completely wrong. I'm not saying this as like a diehard lefty, blah, blah, blah. Like, it literally is very quickly disproven. Companies with a more diverse executive board, unironically, have better profit margins and are more successful than companies without. Also, if you ask white supremacists, they are very fond of Tucker Carlson. They recognize him as someone who is a fellow traveler, who's able to very clearly bake in white supremacist messaging to his narrative every night. Tucker Carlson's actual head writer was fired from Fox News. He was outed to have had like 4chan blogs where he's like unironically thinking that he was anonymous. Not 4chan, sorry, on another forum around other white supremacists, like writing insane shit about black people, about marginalized groups, talking about how like I wouldn't want to go to a black doctor, things like that. Just like really horrible shit.
So Carlson put on yet another hat, this time made of tinfoil.
Democrats rigged the election in front of all of us, and nobody did anything about it. And what about this vaccine? Why are Americans being discouraged from asking simple...
Tucker Carlson himself is vaccinated, for the record. Every single Fox News personality is vaccinated. Every single person that works at Fox News is vaccinated. I'm just letting you guys know. Just remember that he is vaccinated. He's telling other people not to be vaccinated, but he's fully vaccinated. Just remember that, okay? Tucker Carlson tells your dad and mom not to get vaccinated or creates vaccine hesitancy on the most popular news broadcast in the fucking country. Not only that, but also apparently, according to Ryan Grimm's recent coverage, Fox News has a vaccine passport. He hates vaccine passports, yet Fox News literally has a vaccine passport.
We have a moral obligation to admit the world's poor, they tell us, even if it makes our own country poorer and dirtier. What is hate speech? All
dirtier. Like, immigrants are making our country dirtier, dude. I mean, that's not racist, dude. That's out of context, bro. They were saying that like immigrants litter, dude. I mean, this is straight up like it's Nazi shit, dude. He's literally fucking not so subtly Nazi pilling all of these fucking boomers that watch him.
In Michigan, hundreds of people protested and managed to push inside the state capitol.
The pro-union protesters inside the Capitol building. This is America. We're allowed to disagree with what our leaders do however we like, and we're allowed to express that disagreement in public. That's our birthright. Yes, that's America. So with the left holding the democratic process hostage, what is next for Wisconsin? Pro-union protesters scream like children. Why doesn't the left make its case, win the voters of Wisconsin to its side, rather than resorting to tactics that really are contemptible?
Loves the working class, by the way, remember. Now, if you are going to honestly and earnestly tell me that he is reformed, and that's the reason why he loves the working class now, you're the dumbest person in the United States of America, perhaps the world. He's not fucking reformed, dog. Okay? He's not. He is not reformed. He's not. Which is why he's still a Republican. He works for Fox News, the #1 outlet for anti-worker agitprop.
The whole thing is a lie. If you were to assemble a list, a hierarchy of concerns, of problems this country faces, where would white supremacy be on the list? Right up there with Russia, probably. It's actually not a real problem in America.
Yes. That, my friends, is the real working class narrative. That white supremacy is not a problem. It's just simply not a problem. That's what the working class always is thinking about. Now, of course, that would completely eliminate every non-white person from the working class, but no, it's not like Tucker is talking to them anyway.
How did we wind up with a country in which feminists do science? A country where you're afraid to touch other people is a country we don't want to live in. The way we practice immigration has become dangerous to this country. Kneeling.
Dude, wait. I didn't know that part. That's like literally just showing Ilhan Omar.
We don't want to live in. The way we practice immigration.
Oh my God. Oh, that's crazy, dude. Tucker Carlson is the exact same as like Rush Limbaugh, right? So it's always funny when these dumbasses, especially like younger people or like people who think they're leftists, but they're actually just fucking idiotic cranks on the internet, think that he is this like profound working class defender, right? I think you can be rich and be a defender of the working class. You can have money and be a defender of the working class, obviously. Otherwise, you know, the whole Bernie Sanders sold $1 million worth of books. Like, how the fuck dare he? Blah, blah, blah. Like, that would work. Or even myself. But he's not a fucking defender of the working class. He is simply using the exact same rhetoric that Rush Limbaugh and everyone else used and Bill O'Reilly used. But now he just keeps saying, like, actually, I love the working class. I defend the working class. And these tech corporations are the big problem. Are they a problem? Certainly. Okay, they certainly are. But Tucker Carlson thinks big tech is a problem because they're, you know, banning bot accounts, or your grandparents tweets are not getting the same amount of engagement. You know what I mean? Because they got bot swatted by other like bot accounts, and now no one wants to follow other than other bot accounts. That's why your grandparents have like 6,000 fucking followers, but like not a single like on their tweet about how, you know, it's understandable to jail all black people or some shit. I don't know what the fuck grandparents are saying on social media. The people who think that he's like subversive, disruptive, different than like all these other previous political commentators on the right are doing the same exact thing that like groypers do when they're just vamping their fucking parents' politics. Like, you're not doing something new. You're not doing something interesting. You're not doing something unique. Like, old racist people have said exactly the same things that you are saying now. Like, you're not edgy. You're just old. Like, your mentality is just a boomer mentality. You're terrified of everything.
Apparently, soft peddling white supremacy didn't go over well with everybody. In fact, 3 big advertisers pulled out of Tucker Carlson's show after he said that. And
oh, there you have it, folks. An entire audience of liberals clapping as Tucker Swanson Frozen Food Heir McNear Carlson's 3 advertisers pulled out for his advocacy for white supremacy. God damn it, dude. If you think this is the worst thing, like if you unironically think like advertisers pulling out of Tucker's like pro-white supremacist agitprop is the worst thing that could happen, you're a fucking idiot, okay? You are, 1, profoundly privileged, and 2, a fucking dumbass. If you also think that this like solves racism, you're also dumb. But you know, that's a different problem too.
That's it for us tonight. Tune in every night, 8 p.m. to the show that is the sworn enemy of lying, pomposity, and smugness and groupthink.
It's the funniest thing where it's like, dude, I'm the sworn enemy of pomposity and groupthink. You say, as like 90% of your rhetoric revolves around like, everyone should look like me and think like me. Everyone should be white in America. Demographic change is bad. Please don't do demographic change. Like, American culture is supreme and American civilization is crumbling. Like, you literally say that every night. That's unironically the groupthink that has been fundamental to our societal development for the longest fucking time. That's not subversive.
We'll lift you off in the dead of night and bring you to an isolated spot where you can rant in peace. Hang 10 while spreading murder conspiracies. Mock shooting survivors between rounds of beach volleyball.
Fun fact, Laura Ingraham once said that the detention centers where kids were crying at the time under the Trump administration as a deterrence measure, ripped away from their family members, was just like a daycare, was just like a little summer camp vacation. Which is actually the same as the Nazi conspiracies. Like, I mean, not conspiracies. The same as the Nazi propaganda at the time, where they brought the International Press Corps to the famous concentration camp. Oh, Dachau. Where they brought the International Press Corps to be like, oh, it's actually, you know, it's actually super chill here. Come on. And that, look, all these Jewish people are very happy to be here. They're playing soccer, stuff like that.